Hello everyone, and welcome to the first episode of Photobook Friday. It's my intention to publish a video every Friday about different photography books. My name is Garrity Tonnencourt from morethanasnapshot.com, and today I want to talk about a photography book by Joel Sartore. And in this book, he goes and photographs over 400 species of animals to catalog them because many species on Earth are going extinct right now. That makes this a very important scientific book, a natural history book, and also a great photography book. The way he will catalog these animals is by shooting high-quality portraits of each animal, not in nature, but in a studio situation, where he can use studio lighting and get high-quality, highly detailed images so that we may see all of the details of all of these wonderful animals. I've been thinking a lot lately about making a zine or a photo book. It would be a really good idea to figure out what really good photographers and designers do to make a photo book look great. So I've decided to look at a variety of photo books and review them for you. Maybe you'll find it interesting. You may decide that you want to pick up this book for yourself to look into it in much more detail. Let's check out the book even closer. This book begins with a foreword by Harrison Ford because he was the leader of the Conservation International Organization. And Harrison Ford describes how this work is important to interest people in animals and in protecting them, as we need to protect our species that are going extinct. Then there's a section here by Douglas Chadwick that describes a lot of the science that you'll find in this book. And then there's an article by Joel Sartore that describes his process of creating this book. One of the interesting things that you'll find with every picture is this two-letter key that he describes here at the beginning of the book, telling you whether this animal is endangered, nearly extinct, or extinct. Plus there's many other designations in between. Besides being a great photography book, it's also a pretty good naturalist and scientific book. But of course, what most people will be interested in is enjoying the beautiful images. What's special about the way he photographed this book is we typically think of wildlife photography as being out in the field. But in this case, Joel went to zoos and rehabilitation centers and put the animals on studio backgrounds and lit them, in many cases, with studio lighting. In most cases, he used either a black background or a white background, and this allowed him to get very fine details in all of the animals and really get close up and show us all of their wonderful characteristics. Also, what's really interesting in the book are these sections that talk about his process, what he had to go through in order to photograph all of these different animals. So for a photographer, this section will be very informative and very interesting. In the back of the book, he has an index of all of the animals and the pages that they're on, and it shows the URL for the organization that he used to get access to photographing this animal. Let's take a look at the design of this photo book. Maybe we can get some ideas of how we might make our own book someday. In this case, it's an informational book, so you'll see that there are some pages that have text. So he'll have a page of text and then an image. The images, you'll also notice in this book, are always full bleed. There's no white spaces around the edge or black spaces. For backgrounds, he always uses either a black background or a white background, and he alternates his designs throughout the book. So here you can see a layout where he's got two full bleed pictures, both matching black backgrounds so that it looks like they go together. And you'll also notice in many cases, even though the animals in these pictures may not be related, an insect and a monkey or a baboon, there are some reasons why you might put one image next to another. And this red coloration in this case kind of ties these two images together, even though they're not very related animals. One of the layouts goes a double truck over 2 pages. You don't really lose too much in the middle because it's almost a lay flat book. But if you were going to design your own book, you would have to watch out for losing some information in that gutter. Again, another page where we have an image and text, because this is very much an informational book. In fact, in this case, he's got 2 pages of text, although that doesn't happen too often in this book. Here, for delineating chapters, he's got pretty much a blank page that tells you what chapter you're on, and then a chapter name with a couple of images on the bottom. Again, all with a black background. And then he goes right into 2 pages of images. So here we have 2 black backgrounds, and then he'll change it up with the next one being 2 white backgrounds. Then back to 2 black backgrounds. And then, just so you don't get too bored, he mixes it up, putting in a black background and a white background. And I'm sure that had something to do with the animal itself having black and white feathers. Think about your designs. Think about creating a pattern with your images, and then think about breaking that pattern, either with a double truck image or in the cases of going with text in an image or going with black and white. So this is a pretty consistent design that goes throughout this book, and I think it really works well. And it's a beautiful book, and I would highly recommend that you check it out. I'll put a link in the description where you can purchase it from Amazon, and it is an affiliate link. So if you decide to purchase this book and you use the link, you'll be supporting this channel, and I appreciate it. This has been Gary D. Tonicourt from morethanasnapshot.com, and I hope to see you next week with the next installment of Photobook Friday.